What if everything you've been told about your purpose is a lie? What if society's biggest trick is convincing you that you were born to serve others, not to lead, create, or conquer? Today we're diving deep into Nietzsche's radical truth about freedom, power, and breaking the chains that bind you. You were not born to serve, you were trained to obey. From the cradle, society whispers lies in your ear. Be nice, follow the rules, don't stand out. And obedience is not virtue, it is sedation. You are not a cog in their machine. You are the fire they fear will burn it down. They taught you to serve, because they feared what would happen if you led. The truth? You are born to dominate your fate, not submit to someone else's story. Each day you wake up, there's a scripted waiting, be polite, don't question, stay in line. But what if none of that is your truth? What if those weren't your beliefs, but beliefs you inherited, without consent? You weren't born timid, you were curious, bold, loud, instinctual. But slowly, layer by layer, the world trimmed your edges. At school, they rewarded silence over creativity. At work, obedience over vision. That wasn't education, it was conditioning. To reclaim your life, you must unlearn the training. Start small. Speak when you'd normally stay quiet. Question what you usually accept. Choose what energizes you, not what others expect. You don't need to burn down the system overnight, but each time you act from your true will instead of blind habit, you crack the mold they tried to fit you into. And with enough cracks, the light of who you really are begins to pour through. The strong do not wait for permission. Those who wait to be chosen, to be approved, die still waiting. The will to power begins when you stop asking and start becoming. Do not ask the herd for the right to rise. The herd only blesses what is tame. Greatness is seized, not granted. The strong understand a simple truth. No one is coming to hand you the life you want. Permission is the leash used to tame the powerful. If you wait to be chosen, you'll remain in the shadows of those who chose themselves. In daily life, this means acting before approval. Speak up in the meeting. Launch the project before it's perfect. Walk into the unknown, not because it's safe, but because it's necessary. The strong are not reckless, they are responsible for their own becoming. Every time you hesitate out of fear of judgment, you bury a piece of your potential. But each time you act without waiting, you expand your world. The gatekeepers lose their grip the moment you realize there's no gate, only fear. Strength is not inherited, it's practice. And the first step is this: stop waiting, start walking. The door you're looking for opens from the inside. Slavery is not chains on the body, but chains on the soul. Society no longer shackles your limbs, it shackles your thoughts. It tells you that ambition is greed, that pride is arrogance, that independence is rebellion. And so you shrink yourself to fit their mold. But the worst kind of slavery is the one you defend. Break the invisible chains, and you will terrify them. Slavery today rarely looks like iron shackles. It hides in silent obedience, in self-doubt, in the quiet voice that says, I can't. The most dangerous chains are the ones you no longer see because you've learned to live with them. To break them, you must first notice them, the routine you never questioned, the dream you buried for security, the approval you keep chasing. These are not harmless habits. They are prisons dressed as comfort. Freedom begins when you reclaim your right to choose. Choose your values. Choose your path. Choose discomfort over numbness. Not every battle is external. The fiercest wars are fought within, against inherited fears and conditioned silence. You were not born to bow, you were born to become. Each courageous choice is a strike against the invisible cage. The soul, once awakened, cannot be enslaved. Tear off the silence. Speak, rise, walk free. To be free, you must first become dangerous. Harmlessness is not virtue. It is weakness dressed as obedience. The lion is not moral for not attacking. He is powerful enough not to need to. Becomes someone capable of destruction but who chooses creation. Only then will your choices be truly yours. To be truly free, you must possess the strength to say no, and the power to enforce it. A harmless man is not a virtuous man. A virtuous man is one who could cause harm but chooses not to. That's what makes him dangerous, and that's what makes him free. When you are weak, the world decides your fate. But when you are strong, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you begin to choose. You stop begging for opportunity and start creating it. You stop tolerating disrespect and begin commanding dignity. Becoming dangerous doesn't mean becoming cruel. It means cultivating discipline, resilience, clarity, and will so no one else writes your story for you. A lion at peace is still a lion. In a world that profits from your weakness, your strength is a rebellion. Train your mind, sharpen your words, walk like one who remembers. You were never meant to crawl. Society rewards the useful, not the authentic. If you are useful to the system, it will applaud you. But usefulness is not the same as truth. The factory praises the tool, but you were not born to be someone else's instrument. You were born to create your own value. What is rare is not what pleases others, it is what stands alone and speaks I will. Society often values what is useful over what is authentic. It praises conformity, productivity, and utility, not the raw, untamed self. But true fulfillment doesn't come from fitting a mold. It comes from carving your own. In daily life, this means resisting the pressure to be what others want or expect. It means honoring your unique talents, passions, and visions, even if they don't make immediate sense to the world around you. Being authentic can feel risky because it may not always bring approval or rewards. But remember, the most powerful forces of change in history were never useful in the moment. They were authentic. You were born to create, not to serve as a tool. Embrace your uniqueness as your greatest strength. When you live authentically, you inspire others to do the same, and that is a legacy no society can ignore. The herd fears the one who walks alone. The crowd offers you comfort in exchange for your fire. They do not want you to think. They want you to comply. Why? Because your awakening would remind them of what they gave up. Your solitude is not loneliness, it is rebellion. It is in solitude that the real self sharpens its teeth. Walking alone is a path few dare to take, because it challenges the comfort of the herd. The herd fears the individual who breaks away, not because they are dangerous, but because they reveal the possibility of freedom and self-mastery. In daily life, choosing your own path means stepping into uncertainty, facing criticism, and sometimes feeling isolated. Yet, this solitude is the crucible of true strength. When you embrace being different, you tap into a deeper power, the power to define your own values and create your own destiny. The herd clings to sameness because it fears change, but you were made to transcend, to innovate, to rise. Walk your path with courage, knowing that every step away from the crowd is a step toward your authentic self. In that courage lies the ultimate freedom, to live not as a follower, but as a creator of your own life. You were lied to about morality. What they call good is often just what keeps you in place. Meekness, passivity, patience, all qualities useful for managing slaves. But what about creation? What about power? What about becoming more than human? To rise, you must reevaluate all values and begin again from your own will. Morality is often presented as a fixed set of rules meant to keep us all in line. But what if that morality was designed to limit the few to benefit the many? In daily life, this means questioning the values handed down to us, values that may encourage conformity, obedience, and self-denial. True freedom begins when we stop accepting moral rules as absolute and start creating our own ethical compass, rooted in strength, creativity, and self-respect. You have the power to reject imposed guilt and shame, to rise above the herd's expectations, and to live boldly according to your own principles. Remember, morality should not be a cage, but a tool for growth. Challenge the narratives that tell you to serve, obey, or diminish yourself. Instead, embrace a higher morality, one that celebrates your will to power and your right to shape your own destiny. Your destiny is not a job title. Do not confuse a salary with purpose. They give you tasks so you forget your questions. But deep down, you were never meant to work. You are meant to become. To shape reality in your image, not merely survive in someone else's. To live as an artwork, not as a checklist. Too often, we confuse our worth and purpose with the job titles society hands us. But your destiny is not a label, a paycheck, or a position on a chart. It is the unique path only you can carve. In daily life, this means breaking free from the limiting scripts that define success narrowly. Your true calling lies in your passions, your creativity, and the power you hold to shape your own existence. Don't settle for a life dictated by what others expect you to do. Instead, ask yourself, what drives me? What legacy do I want to leave? The courage to live beyond conventional roles opens doors to authentic fulfillment. Embrace your individuality fiercely and let your actions be the true measure of your destiny, dynamic, evolving, and unapologetically yours. Stop worshipping safety. You trade your potential for security and call it wisdom. But the cage is still a cage. No matter how soft the walls, freedom is dangerous, creation is painful, growth is chaos. But only in that chaos do you find your truth. Clinging to safety is often a silent prison that stops us from truly living. In daily life, worshipping safety means avoiding risks, staying in comfort zones, and fearing change. But growth demands the opposite. True strength is found in embracing uncertainty and daring to step into the unknown. When you stop worshipping safety, you reclaim your power to create, to fail, and to rise again. Remember, every great achievement began with a risk. Every breakthrough required courage over comfort. Let fear of the unknown fuel your determination rather than your hesitation. Choose boldness over stagnation and understand that safety is not the ultimate goal. Freedom to express your full potential is. Life's richest rewards await those brave enough to walk the edge, trusting themselves beyond the illusion of guaranteed security. Learn the script. Write your own myth. Every day you are handed a script. Go to school, get a job, retire quietly, die unnoticed. But you are not a background character, you are the author. Your life is not a duty, it is a canvas. And it is time to pick up the pen. Too often we live by scripts written by others, society's expectations, family pressures, or outdated beliefs. But your life is your myth to create, a story only you can tell. Burning the script means rejecting the roles imposed on you and daring to author your own path. In daily life, this means questioning what you've been told about who you should be and embracing the freedom to redefine yourself. You hold the pen to your narrative, choose to be the hero, the creator, the force that shapes your destiny. When you let go of the old script, you open space for authenticity, passion, and bold choices. Remember, legends are not born from following paths, but from blazing new trails. Write your myth with courage, with fire, and with unwavering belief in your unique power to transform your world. So, is society's claim that you are born to serve just a lie? Nietzsche challenges us to see that this narrative is meant to keep us small, but you have the power to break free, redefine your purpose, and live on your own terms. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you feel trapped by society's expectations, or are you already forging your own path? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. And if this sparked something inside you, don't miss the next video where we explore how to reclaim your strength and rise above the hurt in ways you never imagined. Click on the screen and keep this journey going.